Okay, my friends, today is July the 8th, 2025. Gonna be a great day. It's already getting hot a little bit. We are headed out to do a client. Starting off a little rainy. We had extreme heat yesterday and then thunderstorms about the time we were gonna mow late yesterday afternoon. And I love to look around as I'm exiting the subdivision. Turn the wipers on, get some of this stuff off. But what I was going to do is tell you a little story about something that happened many years ago. When I was younger, you know, I grew up playing judo, and I say playing judo, practicing judo, the art of judo, founded in 1882 by Dr. Jigoro Kano. And started off on an Air Force base, and that was one of the things we did in the winter time, because there's a lot of snow on the ground when you live up north, and inside sports are good to participate in. So that's one of the things they offered at the base gym. My younger brother Dwayne got interested in it before we did. Ron and I came along after he got involved in it, but I always loved the sport. I wrestled some in high school and did some other things, played football and some other things. But judo was always a sport that I enjoyed participating in. And I tell you that to tell you this, that I was teaching over in Florence when I was about, I'd say somewhere around 25 years old. And we were coming back, Dwayne and I were coming back, my youngest brother and I were coming back from Florence from practice one night in the Shoals area, and they used to have what they call the four-way stop. It's at 72 and 43, and they call it the four-way. Still, some people still call it the four-way stop, but we were coming through Muscle Shoals, and I was in a I believe it was a 64 Ford Comet, good car, 4-door, red in color, and I drove it quite a bit, and had a 289 motor in it. Good car, and I hit a doggone hole there in Muscle Shoals, and of course didn't realize it at the time, but when I did, it evidently affected my brakes. So we're coming back from Muscle Shoals. We'd been to judo class, had our gis in the vehicle with us. And a gi is the outfit that you wear when you participate in judo. And come up to that four-way, it wasn't a four-way stop, they changed it to a light. We didn't have the light, we had the red light, and the other traffic was going, you know, through the intersection. Well, I hit those brakes and pushed down on them and didn't have any brakes. That brake pedal just slowly just eased down to the floor. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to pump these brakes or something's up, something's wrong. And I tried them again, didn't have them. And probably one of the last things that I said to my youngest brother, I said, jump. And I don't know if I extended that on out or what, but I just said jump, and I jumped out of that car. The brakes had slowed us down a little bit, but not to a stop, of course. But they slowed us down a little bit, and I jumped out of the driver's side and left him sitting in the car. Well, he said I looked up. He told me this later on. He said I looked up and looked over there and said, all of a sudden, you wasn't there anymore. Glad to see our police out watching people speed. I appreciate that. But I jumped out because I could see an 18-wheeler coming, and I knew we weren't going to be able to stop. And I felt like that they were going to hit us. So jumped out. Dwayne jumped out. We got out before we got to the intersection. That 18-wheeler hit that car in the driver's side, somewhere around the door area, and turned that Comet, turned it to the right, and it was circling around. You got to remember, I'm seeing all this happen. Turned that car to the right, and it was turning back and coming into the traffic that would have been behind us if we were still in it. Behind us, and it was going to hit one of those cars. And here I am, I'm out of the car, and I'm chasing it. And I'm trying to get that car stopped. I don't know what I thought I was going to do, whether I was going to jump in it or lasso it, which I didn't have a lasso, but what I was going to do exactly. But I was running behind the car, and I don't know what Dwayne was doing. But the car ended up hitting a pole or something. It wasn't going very fast. It was messed up, of course, where the truck hit it. And I ended up having the car towed to where we lived out on Lawrence Street. And of course it was, you know, it wasn't worth fixing, of course, being that old. This was probably in the mid to late, this is probably the mid 70s that this happened. And it wasn't worth fixing. So I ended up having it pulled there and sold the car from the yard. I guess somebody bought it for parts or something. I can't remember who bought it, but I tell you, that was some more experience. That's the only time that I recall in my lifetime ever jumping out of a car with it going down the road. I've had some experiences with vehicles, no bad wrecks, praise the Lord, but I have had some experiences with vehicles. But that's the night and another thing we found out, we had our judo gis with us, and I think Dwayne went out and fished them up off the ground, and one of them had actually been run over by the truck. And I've always thought, well, that would have probably been one of us if we'd stuck with that car. So didn't hurt the truck a bit. I mean, that 18-wheeler, you couldn't even tell where it had hit the car at all. So we were thankful for that. Thankful nobody got hurt. But that's probably not something that I would probably recommend anybody do, but it's something that I actually did, and Dwayne got to experience it with me. I know he recalls it. Maybe he'll make a comment or two on Facebook or YouTube, either one. But we're headed over here for a client. Hopefully it'll be a uneventful trip over here and back. I'm just getting over a little slight back injury. I don't know if I pinched a nerve or what in my back, but we're going to see. Had a few days to get over it, repair and rejuvenate. We're going to see how it works out on working in this yard. Ain't life great, my friends? We can look back now and laugh about things that we didn't think were funny when they were happening, but that's one of the things that happened to us. God bless you. Hope you do well. Hope you have a good day. Like, share, comment, follow, and subscribe. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate you watching videos, and I hope you enjoy them. And as we come up with different ways and different stories to tell you about things that have happened to us in our lifetime. Catch you later. Bye-bye.